Joining us now is Susie O'Brien, columnist with the Herald Sun in Melbourne, and Stephen Cenatiempo, Radio 2CC breakfast host in Canberra. Thanks for joining us, both of you. We've talked a lot about this energy crisis. It's putting a lot of pressure on family budgets. God knows what's going to happen over the summer. But what kills me is hypocrisy when it comes to climate and energy. And have a look at Clover Moore, the sort of Green Left independent Lord Mayor of Sydney, who's talking about banning gas in new buildings in Sydney, wants to ban gas. But someone's looked up the rental properties, the investment properties she's got, and guess what? Those places are fitted out nicely with gas heating or gas cooktop stoves and the like. Stephen, hypocrisy in politics, hand in glove, right?
Yeah, look, maybe Clover Moore setting herself for a run as a Teal candidate at the next federal election. Who knows? You know, she could follow Zali Steggall's lead of not driving an electric car. But look, I think the issue here is that it really plays into this. Maybe she fears that the Greens are going to get their rent freeze through, and she knows that maintenance on rental properties is going to cost an absolute fortune when they freeze rent. So she's just leaving things as they are at the moment. But look, it's always a matter of do as I say, not as I do, and that's just been the motto of Clover Moore since she has been the Lord Mayor of Sydney for more than decades now, hasn't it? She's been there for as long as I can remember. The freedom-hating, as you say, Green Left Lord Mayor of Sydney. Yeah, look, it doesn't surprise me, I've got to say.
Look, none of them practice what they preach, Susie. We've had the Greens, that reveals the Greens who are going in about negative gearing and rentals, and it turns out that they've got swathes of rental properties themselves. We had Allegra Spender saying, no, she doesn't have an electric car, she hasn't got solar panels on the roof. I mean, they preach this stuff, they just don't practice what they preach.
Yeah, if you're going to tell other people how to live their lives, you have to lead by example. And, here we have Clover Moore, or Clover more gas than electricity. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. Someone has been smart enough to find out where she has these investment properties and just do a basic Google search and find out the fact that they have gas cooking and a whole lot of other things, gas heating, etc. And you can't be telling people how to live their lives and then being such a hypocrite. And it's really like a lot of those Hollywood, celebrities who are telling people to, be careful about their carbon footprint. And that was at conferences that they'd flown in on their private jets. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. We don't need Clover Moore telling us how to live our lives. And even more, we don't need her making it so difficult just to have access to basic things like a gas cooktop.
Well, as I showed earlier in the week, Twiggy Forrest and his 20th anniversary for Fortescue. Plane loads of people flown up to the Pilbara, yet he preaches net zero. I mean, the rest of us might not be able to afford to lash out with such treats for our birthdays.